You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, somehow we should have seen this coming, that the activists that are surrounding the WNBA in and near it, and in Megan Rapinoe's case, she's married to it, of course, with Sue Bird, somehow, some way, they would make Caitlin Clark's success about everybody else but Caitlin Clark. And I saw this coming. She was not going to get the credit that she deserves. We've talked about this just in the last 2 days, right? Ajay Wilson, right, plays for the Las Vegas Aces, has had about as much success in the WNBA as a player can have. And she didn't so much as vibrate the needle, all right? It didn't move it for the WNBA. Caitlin Clark comes in, the needle, smashes over, moves immediately, slams over immediately. Tickets blow up, all the interest, the ratings for the draft, all the things that all these people that were involved with this failing league outside of the NBA keeping it alive, this league would have been gone. All right? Outside of that, they had not seen anything close to the kind of success that they're sniffing right now. But they're not going to let her have the credit. And we feared this. We thought this could happen. And, of course, Megan Rapinoe tries to hide this jealousy amongst the fact that she's supposedly this big Caitlin Clark fan. Until you get to her comments and you realize, oh, I gotcha. You don't want to give her the credit that she deserves because it is Caitlin Clark that is doing this. It's not anybody before her, and it's not anybody in the league right now. That may hurt some feelings, but that's just a fact. Nobody cared. Again, the league was known more for activism than the actual sport of basketball. And don't worry, Megan Rapinoe tries to make this about activism as well. I mean, of course she does. Megan Rapinoe will be courtside for 2 of Caitlin Clark's opening WNBA games with the retired United States women's national team legend claiming she is, quote, a real fangirl. Fangirl or fanboy? I don't know. Are you the wife? I don't know. Of the former Iowa superstar. Clark was selected by the Indiana Fever with the first overall pick of the 2024 WNBA draft after a bonkers rise that has seen her become one of America's biggest stars. Rapinoe, who retired last year after 203 appearances for the U.S. women's national team, was at the Final Four earlier this month when Clark's hopes of winning a national title were dashed by South Carolina. Nearly 19 million people tuned in to see Dawn Staley lead the Gamecocks to a third NC2A title. It was the latest evidence of how women's college basketball had hit new heights. Quote, being at the Final Four was incredible, Rapinoe said at the Business of Women's Sports Summit in New York. It felt like it was the game, what the game deserved, and what I think of fans of women's sports really deserves. Well, if you're talking about the WNBA, one could say to a large extent based on the ratings and based on the interest prior to Caitlin Clark, what fans of women's sports? All right, I brought this up when I talked about the WNBA draft ratings. There was an eye-opening statistic of the increase in women's viewers for Caitlin Clark. Women's. And it was so jaw-dropping to find out, and look, a lot of people suspected this, including myself, that women were not watching the WNBA, period. And there were numbers to support that. The very league they were claiming should get paid more money, they weren't watching. On Clark, she added, you have to capture the moment also, and my God, she has. I'm just as big a fan as anyone. In fact, Rapinoe will be among the crowd next month when the Fever faces the New York Liberty and Seattle Storm. I can't wait. I'm going to the game when they play Seattle, and we'll be back here for the one in New York. The 38-year-old believes, however, here we go, that Clark's rise and the hype around the Final Four has been facilitated by the work of the players of yesteryear, including her own partner, Sue Bird. Okay. Look, I know where she's trying to go. Nobody cared. I mean, let's just be honest. It's so much more than Caitlin, though. There's a huge storyline around Dawn Staley and her game. It doesn't look like she's slowing down. Incredible undefeated season. And the only reason it wasn't the only thing talked about is because Caitlin was going absolutely bonkers. She added, Caitlin is standing on the shoulders of Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi, Maya Moore, and the Dawn Staleys and the Lisa Leslies. Everybody. Nobody watched. I can't explain that enough. Nobody cared. Nobody was paying any attention. I understand that among the actual minute group that this league has had of fans, they're a big deal. They're not a big deal to the mainstream, regular, everyday sports fan. They're not. Sorry. That hurts feelings. I don't care. It's true. You know? Rapinoe compared the WNBA's longevity and success to the U.S. women's national team, which fought for equal pay during Rapinoe's career. What does one have to do with the other? It's crazy. The WNBA's been around for 28 years. It really doesn't get the credit it deserves. You're right, it doesn't. Particularly in the last 5 or 6 years, the work that the WNBA did solidifying who's women's basketball, it's very much black women, gay women. It's very inclusive, open space. Okay, back to the credit it didn't get the credit it deserved. No, now look, the damn league wouldn't be around without the NBA. What credit did it deserve exactly? The league would have been gone out of business without the National Basketball Association propping this league up financially. Stop that. It's ridiculous. They truly believe this league has done something substantial. No, it's now doing something. It's now, and look, what it's really got now is a heartbeat for the first time. And I think she was very calculated in saying the following. It's very much black women, very much gay women in a very inclusive, open space. Megan Rapinoe is very aware that Caitlin Clark is white, she's heterosexual, and she's religious. And Megan Rapinoe is trying to take that away from Caitlin Clark right now, which I believe, I'm going to keep it real, the heterosexual part and the religious part, I believe is a big deal in Caitlin Clark's success. Okay? I do. Because we've talked about the family-friendly part of the interest she's bringing to a league that's been hanging on for dear life. Again, it's a league known as for a bunch of activism. All these players are known for their politics. They're not known for basketball. It is what it is. And now Megan Rapinoe, in my opinion, is trying to discount that. She is. Nobody cared at all about this league until Caitlin Clark started coming on and got involved with the league. Tell me what you think, black and white sports supporters. Megan Rapinoe, I'm going to give a compliment, but it's going to be backhanded. She's a snake. Man, I'm so glad she's done with soccer. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.